What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television. I want to thank all of you for stopping by today, liking, commenting, sharing. Hope today is the day we earn your subscription. And today, the party ends. That's right, folks. Thanksgiving was yesterday, and today, the party is ending. For Batman! That's right, we're going to get into Absolute Batman number 6, the wrap up to the first storyline, The Zoo, and the defeat of the Black Mask and the party animals. And boy, would I say that even though things have progressed way past this storyline so far in the Absolute Universe, in the DC Universe, the main continuity, I will say that this was a great start to the Absolute Batman story, and if this was any indication on how the other Absolute titles are, no wonder that it's become a popular line of stories. Because you have the Martian Manhunter Absolute story, which I've seen is pretty darn good if you like a bunch of surrealism type of stuff. Absolute Superman, very interesting. Even Absolute Wonder Woman, growing up in the pits of hell, I believe. Some unique turns on some of these characters. Uh, we even got the Absolute version of the Justice League, of Flash. Uh, we had Booster Gold, I believe, from the main continuity, affected by this too. But this particular cover to Absolute Batman is done by John McCrea, and the story, of course, is written by Scott Snyder, and the main art is done by Nick Dragotta. Okay. And basically, like I said, this is a particular story in which we um, kind of get a few firsts, so to speak, okay? In this particular issue, we get the reveal to um, Bruce's friends, basically, that he's Batman. He goes and tries to get some help from his friend here, Waylon, right? Killer Croc, so to speak. And he went to the gym that they congregate at, right? Him and his friends, Bruce's friends. And he finally had to admit to Waylon what's going on. This is a group photo of Bruce and his friends. Many are going to turn into absolute versions of Bruce's rogue gallery that we normally are associated with, but here they were friends, and here's a dream that Bruce is having about losing his mother, and he goes searches for her to get comfort and everything. Now, where we last left Martha and James Gordon, though, in present time, was that there was a drop off of party animal masks, and what these masks do, it's letting those who wear it know what the price tag is for certain crimes being committed. And for example, if you're going to take out James Gordon or Martha Wayne, you'll get $1 million, right? So the party animals, the Black Mask, basically has set up a lawlessness in Gotham to try to tear it down and take control. Okay, a lot of this has to deal with the purchase of Arkham, right? Arkham Asylum. Oh, you get it. And seems like at the end of this issue, the absolute version of Joker is in on this uh, takedown of Gotham, so to speak, because at the end of the day, it's all about money and power. This isn't the standard Joker that we're dealing with at once we get more into that. You'll see. Um, Here's Oswald getting in on helping Bruce out, and he's going to drop him off at where Cianis, sorry, the leader of the party in Animals, the Black Mask himself. And this panel is freaking killer right there, bro. And he's going to face off against the Black Mask. Here, we see him beating the heck out of the DJ. The DJ saying, we're going to let the beat drop, and boom, it drops. We get Bruce punting the kid. The missus goes jumping off. And basically, it jumps back to Martha and James trying to talk sense into the crowd. We're getting a flashback of Bruce and his mother going through pictures, and that initial picture of Bruce and his friends that are in the first panel was the day of the trip to the zoo, and Bruce doesn't like that picture because of the obvious implications to it, but Martha loves it because it caught a glimpse into how perfect their life was, even if it was a moment before tragedy, that feeling that they all had, or, what have you, the feeling, the representation of that feeling is what matters, of how great life was at one point. And even though there was a tragedy, life can get back to that point at some level, even if it was not the initial feeling that we had. We have Alfred talking to his daughter. He wants her to get out of Gotham. She's having problems leaving because she has a family. I'm assuming a husband, or she's just saying like her loved ones. So whoever her significant other is, and possibly children, she doesn't want to leave them behind. But Pennyworth sends her off anyway, even at the risk of never talking to her again. Not like they were talking before, but his quest to save her is outweighing anyone else that he wants to be bothered with or save or take time to, because to him, time is precious. The quicker he can get her out, it's almost like I'm going to ask for forgiveness as opposed to asking for permission. Okay? I think that's how most people roll. I'd rather do something I think is right and ask for forgiveness later, as opposed to waiting around for permission for something that may never happen. But if I take action and I do it and I wind up saving that person, I'd rather them be mad at me, alive and mad at me, as opposed to dead and being happy with me. That's like the process, the thinking process for the most part. This fight, though, between Bruce, Batman, and the Black Mask is brutal. Bruce is beating the brakes off this man, okay? Giving him everything that he can, alright? And it seems like the Black Mask is getting the upper hand. Here's all the faces of those he took down before, watching Bruce possibly getting taken out himself, right? But Bruce is remembering something his mother had told him, and she's given him the motivation about the picture, that we keep fighting, and the Black Mask is like, for all those that have bravado, like they think they're gonna win, that their scream is the best, right? Because before I acted like I didn't care, but I really do care. And when I beat those who think they can take me out, their screams of pain and dying is what fuels me, right? And as Bruce is sitting there getting choked out by the garrote wire, and Bruce does one of the most brutal things I've seen Batman do, and his bat ears turn forward and go into the Black Mask's eyes, screwing him up. And he asks, "Does the scream sound like this?" And it kind of reminds me of, and here's what I was talking about, how like you see the prices. Now, why Bruce is beating the Black Mask up, or attempting to, is because the servers to these masks and everything is on the ship, and if he destroys the servers, everything is done for the party animals. There's no connection to anything, and whatever they do now without the masks being in power, so to speak, or being able to transfer money here or there, if anyone does anything, they're not going to get paid for it. There's no more control that them or the party animals do. Now they're going to be at the mercy of Gotham City's police force and seeing who they can collect from all this mayhem that's been going on. And is there going to be some sort of understanding by the police, or are the citizens of Gotham tired of these type of shenanigans? We'll find out soon enough. But Batman finally does in the Black Mask. He destroys the ship, and in the midst of the destruction, Batman is knocked out and floating off into the water, and Pennyworth, Alfred, winds up collecting him and starts taking care of him. And he's most likely going to recover. Okay. Now, we get a little end credit scene, so to speak, where the Joker, who's got children on him or something? Is he feeding on children or something? And we kind of get him he kind of looks more Jokerish there than he did in one of the previous, this is the first full appearance of him. And he gets told that the Black Mask and the party animals failed. And he's like, "Get Bane." So basically, Black Mask had told him during the fight, it's not going to stop because you defeat me. You don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know what they're capable of. And he's obviously talking about the Joker here and the organization he's obviously leading. So in time, we'll see what type of connection the Black Mask had to the Joker, how Bane is connected to the Joker, and it seems like maybe some of these rogues that we are familiar with are. It looks like Bane is some sort of hitman, maybe and Joker's kind of ahead of this organized criminal family, but instead of the wild aspect of his character, the chaotic nature of it, he seems very focused and very knowing there's a method to the madness and a madness to the method. He seems to be more clarity, this Joker, than the Joker we normally are dealing with. So we'll see what his role is in the upcoming stories. I do want to get that issue that we see, I think it's called Absolute Justice, where we see basically the formation of the Justice League in this Absolute universe. And then I also want to try to get the Absolute Batman annual that came out recently that shows the origins of how he got the Batmobile, so to speak. So there's a couple more, obviously a few more paths to go and adventures to go on with this Absolute Batman story. So I hope you can continue the story with me, even though the party's ended, so to speak, on this first story. We'll see what happens when Bane comes. I think in the next story, though, we're going to come across Absolute Freeze, Mr. Freeze, and see how that goes. Let me know what you think of this issue and what you think of this title. down below. And until next time, peace.